Hello to my wonderful 1,642 subscribers. We are growing and we are learning and we are becoming more and more aware of what goes on in life and why it does. I was going to talk about, how would I say it, something today that you have to be very careful talking about it on YouTube because you can't really say what your opinion is. But I wasn't going to give my opinion. I was just going to play this UK Parliament debate over it. You may be able to guess what it is. It's about the and the yeah, that's what it's about. But I thought I should stay away from it. But I may speak about it just a little bit. But do you remember a long time ago when they said, just do this and we will stop it. Just do this and you won't give it to other people. Just wear this and you won't spread it. And now we find out that none of that was true. Could we have been deceived? I'd say it's very possible. Why would someone deceive us like that? Well, that is up for debate. You could say the oldest motive since the beginning of time, or you could say some people were genuinely concerned and wanted to help people stay healthy. Fear is a powerful thing. Maybe I should talk about fear because that's what brought all this about. I was also listening to a report the other day about when we had, how do I say? You know what swine are. Swine, pigs. Well, we had a certain thing going around, and the beginning of it was called the swine. Yeah, okay, and they had something then to to give you, to help you so you wouldn't get it. And they found out that this was really hurting people. And the amount of people that it was hurting was much less than the one that we had in the last couple of years is hurting now. And the side effects from that. So they pulled, it was Gerald Ford was the president and he stopped it. He stopped using that. Yeah. But now, for some reason, we have more people getting sick, more people having problems as a result, side effects, and their ticker here, and no one's doing anything about it. People are just now, like I said in the UK Parliament debate, are starting to talk about it. Some people were talking about it back then, but they were censored. They weren't allowed to say anything about it. So I must commend a lot of the platforms now. They're at least allowing people to speak about some things about it. But you have to ask yourself this, is that because the has already been made? So there's no worry. But yet they're still pushing for people to do what they were recommending a year and a half ago, whenever it started. I can't remember the exact time. And if people are still doing it, why are they doing it? Why did everyone jump on the bandwagon? Because they were afraid. I gotta stop in the middle here. Hit that like button, subscribe. If you'd like to get my help personally, I do consultations. marksinspiration.com is my website. Check me out there and you can find out more about me. Also, check out the Dragon Ship on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. My podcast, The Power Is Within, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And December the 3rd, we're going to have King Dre, Alpha Kingdom, and AV Alpha Villains here on the show, live, in person. No, not by StreamYard, but in person. So we're looking forward to that. If you're watching this on Instagram, check me out on YouTube at Mark Daniels, Mark's Inspiration. And if you're watching this on YouTube, check me out at Mark's Inspiration IG. So let's keep going. I almost forgot what I was talking about. But I'm going to turn this to fear. Not everyone, but Probably none of you guys, because you're following me, you're subscribing to me, you're listening to what I'm saying. But many of those people out there were afraid. Let's not badmouth them or look down upon them. They trusted the higher authorities to save them. So they were willing to just jump at anything to get something to take away the fear, to take away the fear of getting ill. And now we are seeing the repercussions of that. So remember that for you in your daily life. Don't make decisions based on fear. Well, of course, if you're standing on a 20-story building and you're on the edge and you're afraid that if you go forward you may fall, that's a little different. But this fear was created in the minds of people, in the minds of the masses, like a mass fear. Some people call it a mass hypnosis. They get them in a state of fear, and then someone comes up with a solution, not to solve the problem, but to take away the fear. So people are willing to go blindly ahead and accept this solution without stopping to think of the possible future consequences. So that's what we've had here. And that's what we're seeing now. And these are just the consequences that have resulted in a short time. We don't know the long-term consequences of these so-called solutions to our problem we had in the last couple of years. And actually, they're still pushing for you to accept the solution. So my solution is this. You guys do whatever you want to. I'm not against you if you bought the solution they were selling. If you believe that works for you, that may work for you. But that's not my path. My solution is this. Take care of yourself. I was listening to this guy today, and they did a study, and vitamin D, if people take vitamin D, that really helps to guard against this problem that we've had in the last couple of years. They've done studies on it. These are actual research studies. So, and that makes sense because we don't get enough vitamin D because we get that from the sun. And how many of us never get out in the sun? So that's a simple thing. But even simpler than that is to realize your body is a miraculous, marvelous machine. And just like any machine, it needs to be oiled. It needs to have the proper fuel. It needs to be maintained. It needs to be taken care of us. Taking care of us? We need to take care of ourselves. And the food products we have nowadays that are put out to us, it's very difficult to eat healthy. I really consider myself fortunate because I grew up in a time when my grandma and grandpa grew food in the garden. A lot of the food we ate was not as chemicalized as it is today. When we bought bread back in the day, it would mold in about 2 or 3 days. This bread you get now, especially if you buy it from places like Walmart, that'll last 2 months. What is in that stuff? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know. I don't eat it, but the kids eat it sometimes. And some of these other foods, prepackaged, frozen, processed, time and time again, if you're putting that kind of crap in your system is not going to work optimally. And you have an immune system in the many systems that you have. And without the proper diet, the proper food, it's not going to function correctly. And what does the immune system do? It stops these things, I don't even want to say these illnesses from getting into our system. Everybody contracts or comes in contact with many, many germs every day. Every day. And we don't have to use, what's it called? Hand sanitizer? None of those things. Your body, if you knew the amount of germs that you breathe in every day, you would probably be afraid to go outside. You would be, what do they call them? A germaphobe. I'll tell you something. I've worked construction all my life. How many times have I washed my hands before I get to eat lunch? I could probably count them on both hands. Did it cause any problems for me? No, never has. How is that? Now, I did sanitize my hands when this all started about this this thing that we've had going on for a couple of years. And I was concerned, maybe a little fearful, I'll be honest with you. But after a while, when I didn't see people falling over in the streets, bleeding out their mouths, and I met people who actually had the illness and they were getting along just fine. The only people I knew, I had a good friend that passed away, and I was told that he passed away from that. He was younger than me, but his health was terrible. He had screwed up his lungs doing drugs earlier in his life, and so it was pretty well a termination sentence for him. And another person I knew was like 97 years old. She passed away. And as the research keeps going on and more truth comes out, we see that comorbidity was a big issue for the people that did pass away from this. So, as I said, I'm not promoting or not promoting whatever people want to do. All I'm laying out there is what's the facts that are coming out. So it's really up to you what you decide to do. But really, try to look at things objectively. I'm not anti-doctor. I go to the doctor, I take medicine if I have to. I don't take any medications now. I haven't taken any medications for years. I'm trying to think if I know. I'm taking maybe an aspirin once in a while, an arthritis aspirin occasionally. But I will take medicine. I had a little vertigo here a while back, and if I could have gotten into the doctor, sometimes he gives me this little package and 2 or 3 days pills, and it takes it away. I couldn't get in there for a month, so I just got through it. It finally went away. These things happen, but we're just so quick to trust the higher authorities. And I'm not saying they're bad or there's a conspiracy. I'm not indicating anything like that. But when you act on fear, it's just not, it usually doesn't end very well. You need to relax a while and don't listen to everything you're hearing. Just exactly what I'm telling you. Don't believe what I say. I will put the link to that UK Parliament debate about this issue that I'm talking about, and you can watch it yourself and see what you think. But these things are going on all over the world now because new information's coming out, and maybe that's it. Maybe no one was malicious. Maybe they just believed in what they were telling us we needed to do. What was the one thing they said? That if we just did this, it would stop it, that we wouldn't spread it, as I said earlier in the video. And come to find out now that's not true. Maybe they believed that when they said it. I don't know. There's no way that I can know or any of us can know. But all I'm saying to you today is research, think for yourself. Look at the people that say it's good, look at the people that say it's bad, and then you decide. Because you're the one that's going to reap the benefits or suffer the consequences from it. But as I said, the best prevention you can have is to take care of yourself. Be healthy, exercise, meditate. And I'm not talking about how I have done that before, but meditate is just to sit around and quiet your mind. Find some peace of mind every day. Get out in the sun so you can get your vitamin D. Eat good food. Quit eating all these prepackaged foods. Look at the labels. I realize it's difficult for some of you, maybe because you can't afford to buy this organic food. It's very expensive. It's really kind of ridiculous nowadays that it costs more money to eat healthy than it does to eat non-healthy products. But this is the world we live in, so we have to make the best of it. But be a conscious thinker. Most people go around in life in a dream, sleeping. They never really wake up. But I know you guys are awake or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to me. Otherwise, I would annoy the hell out of you and you would unsubscribe to me. But you're not. You're subscribing. More of you are subscribing every day. And I'm here to share with you what I've learned in the 62 years of my life. And I'm still learning, just like all of you are. I was told to pass it on, and I'm passing it on to you. And as I said, take what you need, leave the rest of what I share with you. But I'm just sharing this from my life experience. And I'm going to wrap that up. Thanks for joining me, and do something healthy today. Take care.